the DVD or the online, and this code and the other code that we've looked at will be available to you in case you don't want to type it in. I recommend you type it in, but in case you don't really want to, you can pick it up from here. And these are such valuable programs. I don't know that you're going to gain all that much, but you should really type them in and suffer through it yourself. So here we have our standard IO include. Here's our good old main. You're going to return an int. It's going to take an argument count and our argument vector, which we remember is an array of pointers to the argument strings that come in from the command line. Little automatic character buffer, 10 bytes long. If the argument count is less than 2, they didn't put anything on the command line, and we tell them we need an option so we don't blow up, and we leave with a bad exit code, exit 1. If they did everything the way they were supposed to as a good user, we come down here to string end copy, and we copy up to 9 characters from the argument v, from the first argument v. Remember, arg v sub 0 will be the name of the program itself, but we will copy this from our option that they give us into the buffer. And now that we have that, we will switch, just the way we looked at our code. Let me move it up for you here. We will switch on number 1 character. The first character is in element 0, buffer sub 0. And I know we haven't talked about arrays yet, but if you're somewhat of a programmer, you already understand zero-based indexing. So we have buffer sub 0 and buffer sub 1. The 0 is going to be the slash. We're going to skip over that. And here's our case that we just looked at. Case question mark, break, A's, break, B's, break, default. End of the switch. We have braces here to enclose all the code of the switch. And this is the end of main. This is our brace down here that matches up with the end of main. Everything makes sense? Remember that you could have braces in here and encapsulate a number of statements. It could be controlled by this particular case label. All right, so let's go take a look at it run. We'll go to our command prompt and we'll compile it. I called it switch.c. There's our compiler, and it created our object code, linked it together, and we have switch.exe, which will run with no parameters. Usage, we need an option. So that hit argc less than 2. Usage, we need an option. We're not at that test phase yet. So now we need to switch on our first possibility, which is lower A. That's option A. Switch on our next in the test suite. Option A also functions. B, yep. B, yep. What happens if we do C? Oh, unknown option, exactly the way it should be. And any other characters in there, we don't care. We see them as an unknown option. And notice a little bit of a side effect here. If we start our gibberish with a good character, that /B. Remember, we're only looking at the valid first character there after the slash. So this will match as option B, even though there's a bunch of junk there that we never look at and don't care about. So we have to decide and talk to the program managers, is that acceptable for them to put that garbage out there? Or should we tell them, no, you can't do this? And then that adds more code, and that's how we make a living. So that's the switch statement as compared